I'm getting a drink out of my famous cup here that May gave me, Wingman.
We're live.
You liar.
Well, I'm not lying. Can you not see where it says live in the upper left-hand corner
I don't. Wait, are we? Hello, everyone.
on the video?
Yeah, but usually you say, we are live.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. The Walls and Wing. I literally have it. It's titled Walls and Wing. It's giveaway time. Dude. Excuse me. We have a former contestant on with us right now, and winner chicken dinner. Larry Schneider won a membership to the Grow Live Academy, and he also won a little giant ladder.
Yeah, past winner.
He is a previous winner. Theresa has not won, but she is still a winner.
Everybody on this show is a winner.
Well, there's probably some haters watching, so I don't know. I don't know if I really feel up to calling them winners when they're haters. I'm just kidding. Hey, Theodora, I love haters, man. I really do. People that don't like me, I still love them. I really do.
We seem a little bigger tonight on the screen.
That's because last night we were like that. Tonight we are like this.
That's why I didn't think we were live. And
I'm like, in your face.
This is freaking me out.
What?
It's freaking me out. I didn't know we were live. And you were like, we're live, dude. Don't say something. Don't do Joe Biden moment or something, you know. Remember when he said that to Obama? The mic was hot and he's like, this is a big deal. And he's like, dude, the microphone's on.
No, I don't remember that. I have not studied any part of his life ever, to be honest.
Okay, we'll move on then. No, I just remember him doing that, and Obama's like, dude, the mic is on, dude. You know, he's swearing and everything. Yeah.
There's Skylar Herb. Skylar, good to see you. Cynthia Mannion is in the house. Hello, Cynthia.
Hey, Cynthia.
Theodora, did my team win?
Did the Steelers play today?
I heard that they were getting their butts kicked earlier, but I don't know if the Steelers won. I don't think they won. I think the score was pretty bad. Was it Skylar? Skylar was telling me. I think it was 35-3 when he told me, and the Steelers were losing, and it was the beginning of the third quarter. So unless a miracle happened, which it didn't, guarantee it, not for the Steelers.
The Steelers are kind of streaky. They always sneak into playoffs, and then they're pretty good. I'll tell you what.
They used to be, but that's not what this show's about. This show is about the Philippines. Hey, Nancy. It is not about the Philippines.
You know what you say to Nancy? You say mabuhay. Say it. Mabuhay.
Mabuhay.
Yeah, that means hello in the Philippines.
Oh. 41-10. Look, Theresa said a miracle did happen. The Falcons won.
Falcons beat the Steelers?
No. It was Cincinnati.
Okay.
Bungles. I think they were playing the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
So we are live tonight, just so you all know, because I don't want to see the numbers drop. So I want everybody to know this. Like, you got to share this out. Excuse me. We are giving a brand new ladder away tonight. A little giant King Combo ladder is going to be given away tonight. The inimitable Doug Wing is funding that project. And he also funded the giveaway of the Grow Live Academy as well. And he funded his ticket to fly out here to Ohio to spend Christmas with me and my family, because Doug is my brother. So that's going to be fun, man. That's going to be a blast.
Yeah.
So, dude, let's talk about a couple of things. Number one, for everybody watching that is interested, listen, if you've won if you've won before from me or Doug, please drop a one, number one, not a WON, but a ONE, just the number one in the comments. If you've ever won a ladder or a I almost said prescription, a subscription to the Grow Live Academy and our coaching calls, which I do every Thursday night. Drop a one in there. So we give these things away. They show up at people's doorsteps. They log in to the Grow Live Academy. They go through the training. They attend the Thursday night calls. Their lives are impacted in positive ways, and great things are happening. Dude, Otis D. Winston is in the house. Did you see my This is a famous actor right here. Ohio State Buckeye, captain of the Ohio State Buckeye basketball team, and he's in here chatting with us. What is up, Otis?
Yeah, that was a great interview.
Wasn't that incredible? And he gives all the glory to God. What a great dude, man. Great dude. Otis, I ordered a t-shirt, by the way. Can't wait to get that. So, anyway, this just so everybody knows, this is not a an interview. Doug is my brother, and I mean, not literally, but kind of literally.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So what we're doing is Doug is writing a book. It will be out on March the 5th of 2022, which is his father's birthday. And ironically, the book is about the life of your father.
Correct.
And the book is called?
The book is called Giant Success.
Giant Success. And Doug's father is the founder of the Little Giant Ladder Company. And the Little Giant Ladder Company is the third largest ladder company in the entire world. Doug has personally sold, check this out. I love the talk and can't wait to read your book.
Thank you.
Doug has personally sold what, 150, $200 million worth of ladders or so?
Yeah, right in that area. Give or take a few ladders.
Give or take a few. You don't know how much you've sold in ladders, dude?
Well, the last 5 years, it was 150 million. Yeah. And big stuff in the cable and telecom business.
What about the previous 40 years?
Yeah, we probably did another million.
Another million.
Remember, we have to be humble, right? Yeah, that's right.
Dude, this but if you know, it's only like there's nothing not humble about saying, yes, I'm very grateful that I was blessed with the opportunity to do that, man. I don't think that's not being humble. Do you guys think it's not being humble for me to sit here and brag about Doug Wing?
We had some pretty good success, but as my dad used to say, hey, if you guys start getting a big head, remember the product makes you all look very good. So he was always reminding us that it's not us, it's the product.
Right, man. That's see, your dad's wisdom.
Yeah,
Hal Wing is like the father that we all wish we had at some point, you know. I mean, he would walk in to a car dealer, like the one story about the car dealership, the young couple at the car dealership. Tell that story real quick.
Yeah, I never knew about that story, and I was interviewing my cousin Dave, and he has worked there for many, many years, and man, he was my very first interview for the book, and he cried like 3 times. And
this was your cousin?
My cousin Dave, yeah. Real good guy. And he was talking about some stories, and he said one day that Hal had him, I think, meet him over at a car dealership in Orem, Utah, which is, in the Provo area. And I think what happened was my dad dropped his car off, and he had to be picked up. He had to drop his car off for service. And so Dave ran over there and picked him up. And while they were there leaving, Hal was very open and talking to a lot of people. And he
Hal
walked.
being your dad.
Yeah. So he saw this couple sitting there, and they were buying a new car, and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And they didn't know who he was. He's just talking to him, and they said, "Good, everything. We're getting married in like 2 weeks or something, and we're getting a new car." And my dad's like, "Hey, congratulations," and they're like, "Yeah," and he could tell they were, starving students there, probably at BYU. And so my dad says, "I'll tell you what, these guys are good friends of mine." And I think the guy Mark Washburn that owned the dealership was right there. And he just says, "Hey, Mark, whatever car they pick out, I'll pay for half of it." And they were like blown away. They're like, "What? Are you kidding me?" And he's like, "Yeah, put me down for half of it. Just let me know what it is. And then when
Wow.
when they get all done, Mark, just let me know, and I'll have somebody run over a check." So that was a story I'd never heard of before. But yeah, generous guy. I
Dude,
mean, very generous, not just with his money and his resources, but also time, and
yeah.
just a good man. And he gave back. I mean, there's no question. He knew he was blessed, and he gave back to many people.
So we're giving back tonight. And yes, there is a little tiny catch. The tiny catch is we want you to follow Doug. Go to dougwing.com and register to be notified when his book comes out. And you have to share this video out. That's the catch. That's not much of a catch to receive a membership to the Grow Live Academy, which is now $1,497 a year. You can go to growlive.academy. That's what it is. It's $14.97 a year to be a member of Grow Live Academy and attend the weekly coaching calls with me and some of my celebrity friends that I bring on. And you're getting a brand new King Combo Little Giant ladder. So somebody on this stream tonight is going to win that. Somebody. So, and it's just to say, yeah, hey, notify me. Here's my email address. Notify me when the book comes out so I can go get a copy of it. Doug is not into spamming people. he's not going to spam me. Now, since I'll also be helping Doug with that, I will spam you. I'm kidding. No, I won't. I will not at all. So Doug, tell the story. I have to do something real fast. Tell the story. My favorite story. You know what it is, right? You know what my favorite Hal Wing story is.
I probably think I do.
It's the hospital.
Yeah.
Tell the story of. Sorry, I had to send something to my daughter. Tell the story of your dad. Here's something I want to say before you tell the story. I preach this. I've carried with me for many, many, many years, over 32 years. I was going to church when I lived in Atlanta. I was going to a church in Marietta, Georgia. And this one day, the pastor passes around. He says, "We're not taking an offering today. Today, we're giving back to you, the church." He says, "So we're going to pass around these buckets. Take one of the envelopes. Don't open it until I tell you to." And everybody got one. This is a huge televised church. There's 3,000 plus members in the congregation, and so everybody gets one of these. And then he told us to open them. And inside, I can't even unfold this. It's so fragile now. I can't carry it in my wallet anymore and I did carry it in my wallet until just recently, about 6 months ago. But I've carried this in my wallet for over 30 years. And it's this. If I unfold it, you would see the whole scripture, which is Malachi 3:10-12, which is, "Bring the whole tithe and offering into my storehouse so that my children may have food. Test me in this way, says the Lord Almighty, and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven," and et cetera, et cetera. Look it up, Google it, Malachi 3:10. So on the back of this was a brand new $1 bill that was stapled to it. I was homeless, man, at one point, like several points, and I never spent that dollar. And there were times where I needed $1 and I did not spend that dollar. It was a reminder to me to always give back, to always give back. And I think that there's this confusion among a lot of people that think that, you know, well, if you only have enough money to get by and pay your bills, there are other ways that you can give back, which you just said. Bringing the tithe, this is my personal opinion, is you can bring, there's always something you can do to help other people, always. And so your dad was this is the life that this is who he was constantly giving back to other people. And this story that Doug is getting ready to share with you is I'm giving him full screen just so I can hide the tears. It always chokes me up listening to this story. What your father did was unbelievable. So tell the story about the man in the accident and the hospital and how he barely even knew this guy and all of that. Please tell that story.
Sure. Yeah. So as we talked about before, he not only gave of his means, but also of his time, which I think takes a lot nowadays. People don't, people are busy and they don't want to give up their time. But this story, as Ken mentioned, was several years ago. And somehow my dad always was in the right place at the right time. I think he had a gift, an intuition, if you would, to know when people needed him. And on this day, so my dad knew that this man's wife, she worked at the bank that he banked at. And somehow, some way, my dad found out that her husband had been in a really bad industrial accident. And so what happened was he was working, some in manufacturing, and a machine exploded and it sent shrapnel all into his body. The worst part of it was this big piece blew off this machine and nearly severed his leg right below the knee.
Jeez.
His right leg. Yeah. And so they rushed him to the hospital. He's in critical condition. He's got pieces of shrapnel in his chest and his arm. And his leg was the one that was really, really in very critical condition. He was in shock, obviously. So they're trying to stabilize him. They've got him in ICU. And his wife, it was funny because when I interviewed Steve, he's like, yeah, your dad just came and visited me at the hospital once. And she's like, Steve, she's like, that's not what happened. She's like, let me tell the story. So she proceeds to tell the story.
Because he was in shock. He didn't.
Yeah. He was
just wasn't aware.
Nice guy. But anyway, so he, she says they're in the hospital, they've got him hooked up to everything, IVs, oxygen, they're running around. And she goes, I looked up and your dad's in the emergency in the ICU. And she's like in shock. And she's like, how did you get in here? And he goes, that was easy. I just told him that Steve was my brother. And so here's my dad, Mr. I'm not going to go, around or over walls. I'm just going to go right through them and just tells them, hey, he's my brother. And he gets in. And
wow.
So, he sees Steve there and he's wondering what he can do. And she goes, your dad comes into the room real quick and then he kind of disappears for a few minutes and he comes back. And she goes, my husband is just completely black from all that smoke and his whole face is black, his neck, his arms, his,
Wow.
And she says, your dad comes back with this washcloth and gets warm water and soap and he's cleaning his arms and hands and his face and his neck. And, she goes, he was just so tender and kind. And then he leans down to Steve and he whispers in his ear, you really are my brother. Wow. And when you get out of here, you are going to come work for me. So it wasn't if you get out of here, he made sure to tell him, when you get out of here, you are going to be working for me, and then leaves. But the story continues. Again, my father has this intuition, and Steve then took over to talk about this story. He says, I lost my leg. They had to amputate it. And he goes, I was depressed. I was so depressed. And, I had all these other wounds and I finally get released from the hospital and he's thinking, I'm worthless. I'm I'm a nobody. I'm going to be handicapped. I can go on disability and just sit home and, do my thing. And he says, the very day I got home, walk in, and he goes, the first phone call was from Hal Wing. And your dad, he said, was just so enthusiastic. He said, Steve, are you ready to come to work for me? And he goes, well, Hal, I don't know if you know this, but they had to take my leg, and there's no way I can work for you now. And, I'm just going to be on disability. And he said, there's a little pause. And then he said, your dad said to me, Steve, can you answer the phone? And he goes, yeah, Al, I think I can.
Wow.
Sure, I can. And he goes, well, you'll be working for me in customer service. The job's here. It's ready for you whenever you're, prepared and to come to work. It's yours. And so, long story short, Steve gets everything done that he needs to, comes to work for us. He worked for us until he retired.
Wow.
Just think about how that affected this man, Steve. I mean, he could have just stayed home and felt sorry for himself, gone on government assistance, but nope, he came to work for us. And in this book, I'll also talk about, Steve continues on in this interview. He goes, your dad, had me do all these special projects for him, taking care of people, replacing roofs for people, putting new tires on people's cars. And he goes and tells a story. The first time that happened, your dad picks up the phone and says, Steve, meet me at this address. So Steve's waiting there at the address, and he's like, your dad pulls up and he goes, Steve, what do you see out there? They're looking at a house, and Steve's going, I see a house, Hal. And my dad goes, look at this guy's roof. He needs a roof. And, I don't know if he can afford it, but I want to put a new roof on his house. And so
did he know the guy?
No, he doesn't know the guy.
He doesn't know who this guy is that needs a roof.
Yeah. So I don't know if my dad just drove around and looked for opportunities to serve people. I think he did.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So and then he leaves. He says, just tell the guy. And so Steve goes and rings the guy's doorbell, and the guy answers the door, and he goes, yeah, what do you want? And he goes, I can't tell you who I'm working for, but this guy I'm working for, he wants to replace your roof. And the guy's looking around. He's like, is this candid camera or something, And he goes, no, this is for real. He goes, do you want the same style of shingles and the same color? And the guy goes, yeah, I guess so. And so he goes, we replaced his roof. And,
oh my God.
And this happened over and over again. My dad would see things that people needed, and he would just call up Steve and others. There was, there's a guy named Mike that this guy, Mike, he worked for us, and he said, man, everybody thought it was me that was doing it. And he was like, they're hugging him and loving on him. And he's like, it's not,
that's so awesome.
Promise it's not me. He goes, I just have this shirt that says, Little Giant or whatever on it. And again, the thing that's kind of cool is my dad says, I don't want him to know who it is. I want this to be anonymous. And I think that's really there's people that do things all the time. And I think it's cool when most people say, a lot of people say, no, I don't want anybody to know who it is. I just want to do it anonymously.
Yeah. There's such a lesson in that by itself, that alone. And there's so many, there are a lot of stories about the grace, the humility, the love, all of the things that your father encompassed that, and he was a little bit crazy.
He was a little bit wild. He enjoyed the speed,
yeah,
bikes and
cars.
Yeah, motorcycles. He had so many crashes, and but he lived. Here's the thing: he lived life his way, and he lived it to the fullest. He lived 100%. And man, the guy had 9 lives, and he used them all, and he loved it. And I think my dad wouldn't go back and change it. He died at 72, but in that 72 years, he crammed in a lot of stuff. So I miss him. I wish he was still here, but
yeah.
I'm sure wherever he is, he's harassing people, and he's probably saying, is this all there is to do? Hey, I got my stuff done a couple hours ago,
I think that, for sure, if your dad could speak to you right now, he would say, good job, dude. You're honoring his legacy and his life by writing this book. And dude, do you see Joe Ingram's comment?
I really like, yeah, I do admire his truth, his honesty. He's hilarious.
I think my mom is watching because she clicked the angry face. Mom, why did you click the angry face? What are you angry about? I see it.
Oh, she
She's
did.
angry at something that you said, probably.
I hope not. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Susan Day, how are you? I think Doug's dad would tell Doug to give me the
I think he would like Joe. Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
he was a people person.
So, your dad loved riding dirt bikes. What's the oldest you remember him like riding dirt bikes crazily?
Oh, he died at 72, but he was riding like a week before he passed away, and he had so many concussions and things, and just fun, crazy stories where he crashed his brains out and didn't know who or where he was. But the next day, you'd see him at work the next day, and I was like, "Did you go to the hospital?" And he was like, "No, don't tell your mother." He was just like, "Do not tell mom about." She would be like, "Did you crash?" "No, I'm fine." He was hilarious.
Wow. So for those of you who are just joining tonight, you have to be on this live stream to be a winner, to win this. I mean, you'll still be a winner, but you're not going to win the prize. So if you're not here when we announce it, we will pick somebody else. Tonight, we are giving away a 1-year membership to the Grow Live Academy that is now $1,497 a year. Go to growlive.academy to confirm that. Victoria says that you have a great smile. And oh, hold on. Hey, Carrie Lynn Carter, how you doing? So Joe said, did you just call us losers? No, I did not. I said, you're all winners, but if you're not on the stream when we do the giveaway, if we call your name and you're not here, then you will be a loser. You will not be the winner. Somebody else will be the winner. So anyway, you win that. Plus you're going to win a brand new Little Giant ladder, the King Combo, which is a great ladder. And it looks like it's going to be the new version of it from what Colleen received. It has, I need that new version. I'll tell you what, why don't we do this? I win the ladder and I'll give them my King Combo version.
Hey, remember we talked about that. We both have the old hinge, which is a great ladder, but that new one is so slick.
It's so slick. It's got this little handle release thing. The legs pop out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I need that ladder in my life. So anyway, let's see.
I used to tell people some funny jokes, Ken, about that because we have so much innovation at Little Giant. I'd say people go, "Man, these products are amazing. Did you invent all these?" I said, "No, we have a lot of smart people at Little Giant. Unfortunately, I'm not one of them."
Oh my gosh. Well, I want everybody to know too that part of the deal is you have to share this out if you want to have a chance. The other part of the deal is it's not a big catch. It's you have to share this out, and then you have to go over to this right here to dougwing.com. At the top there's a button that says get notified of the book, and all you're going to do is register to be notified when Doug's book launches, and that's it. That's the catch. Register at dougwing.com, share this out, and we would really appreciate it if you follow Doug on his fan page, which is facebook.com/real Doug Wing.
Yep.
So let's see. I need help leveling up, so a new ladder would help greatly. These are really nice ladders. And here's the other thing, let's talk about, I put out I helped Doug with his social media the other day. I just thought this is such a funny funny saying the way that this, and I said, dude, I've got to create a graphic of your dad say with the quote, and it's, I've upped my performance, now up yours.
Yeah,
I love that saying, man. It's so funny.
he used that quite often in sales meetings. At the end of the meetings, he would say, "Now, guys, I've upped my performance. Now up yours." And I still remember we had this brand new salesman. He said he looked over at this other one. He whispered, he goes, did the boss just tell us to stick it?" And he's like, "I don't know, but we better up our performance, you know."
That is so funny.
Yeah,
That's
he was great.
hilarious.
A lot of
Victoria, thank you for sharing. There's so many people who've shared. Susan Day, thank you, thank you. Renee Gordon, great to see you as well. Theresa has shared it as well. I saw that earlier. Let's see. Justin Benton is here. Holy smokes. We have a lot of great people on here.
he's telling
So your dad decided at some point that not only was he going to build the greatest ladder in the world, and for those of you that don't know the story, I don't know, is this going to be in the book, Doug? The part about where the he decided, or well, you and your dad and whoever else was involved decided to start doing the infomercial. Is that going to be part of the book?
Exactly, yeah, because it's going to talk about the highs and lows of the company. And when the infomercial idea was first kicked around, everybody thinks Little Giant was just, this huge success all along. And in reality, it started in 1972. I mean, it's an older company. And right before the infomercial idea, the company was really had hit an all-time low. Patents were expiring, sales were slumping, and they decided to do an infomercial, and it really changed the focus and direction of the company. And then also, like in the long term of the company, they were able to invest a lot of those resources into different verticals, and they expanded the line and made the company a lot more strong and I don't know, just more diverse, because at that time we were pretty much just, the multi-purpose ladder that you see on the infomercial.
And so so at that time, you guys were working 4 days a week, right?
Yep. 4 10-hour shifts.
2 shifts.
One shift, 4 10-hour days, one shift. Yeah.
Okay, one shift, 4 days a week. You were putting out about 400 ladders a day, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So then some slick salesman came along and said, "Hey, I have an idea for you to do this infomercial," right? Something like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about whose idea it was, whether it was Hal's or somebody else in the company, but the idea was out there, let's try this infomercial. But there was a problem about doing the infomercial.
It was
The problem
pricey. It was pricey.
Yeah, the problem was at that time, the company didn't have the money to do an infomercial, which was, by the time you started it, produced it, all that stuff would be $1 million. And so
$1 million.
$1 million, yeah.
Wow.
And so what happened is, my dad agreed, okay, we'll do it, and I will loan the company the money. Literally took his farm that he owned outright, about 60-acre farm, and mortgaged it. Went to the, mortgaged it, got the $1 million, and did the infomercial. And I want my money back in 3 months.
Well, yeah, like it was like you said, it was like somebody turned on a water spigot. Like it was like somebody walked in the room, a dark room, and flipped the light switch on, because you guys went from 400 ladders a day and one shift a day for 4 days to what?
7,000 ladders per day, 24 hours a day, 3 shifts, 6 days a week.
7,000 ladders per day.
Yeah, and that in itself, ramping up and going from 400 to 7,000, I mean, immediately, we had to do it immediately. It really tells you what kind of people we had at Little Giant and the leadership there, and to be able to do that, I mean, you just think about purchasing all the machines and the materials, and then getting people up and getting them trained, so that they
Insane,
would
man.
continue to build quality products, because Little Giant still is the leader in quality and innovation and all that. That was no small task right there.
And the ladders are literally sometimes 2, 3, 4 times the price of your competitors.
Correct. Yeah.
It's
Yep.
insane. But the turning point was um that infomercial. And I think again, there's lessons in that. It's number one, hang on, keep going, just hang in there. Someday, if you just keep doing the right thing, you help people along the way, you give it your all, you'll get a break. But that break may be disguised in the form of you going $1 million in debt.
Yeah.
Like, it requires risk. You've got to take a chance.
Yeah, my dad was a huge risk taker, but he also had a lot of confidence in his ability. And there was another time, that about, that the company, he lost the company, and
Yeah,
tried to buy it back, and walked into the bank, and on his word got $1 million, and started
it's
it back
crazy.
again. Yeah.
It's crazy. So that is what this book that Doug is writing is all about. He's interviewed how many people? You've interviewed a bunch of people that either knew your dad or were good friends with your dad or worked for your dad, or
Hmm.
how many people have you interviewed now?
Probably 50, 60, something like that. Yeah.
Unbelievable. And you're compiling all of these stories and information about, I mean, just through the interview process, you've learned things about your dad that you didn't even know.
Yeah,
You
exactly. Yeah.
and you told me about at his funeral, the people that were wrapped around blocks to come in, and you said some woman came in and said that he bought her a house and nobody even knew about this, but your dad had bought this lady a house.
Yeah, this was in August. It was like 100 degrees, and people. I mean, the line went like around the city block where
Wow.
by the funeral home, and this little lady walks up to all of us kids. We're all there in the line, with
Yeah.
the casket and everything, and she's like, "Hey, I was homeless, and your dad found out about it, and he bought me a house." And we're like, "What?" It was. And
I,
again, he did it, secretly, yeah,
But
anonymously.
see, people don't realize either, though. Like that, that's like, wow, man, yeah, well, heck yeah, you got some guy worth millions of dollars. What's a couple $100,000 to him? But he didn't always have money. In fact, he was below broke. Like, he was sleeping on ladders in the back of a flipping station wagon as he was trying to get the company going for quite some time, right?
Yeah, through the time I was like in junior high and high school, my dad was traveling about 300 days a year. And again, he had a station wagon, had foam pads and ladders in there, and ate out of an ice chest. Um, he he could only had enough money that he could stay in a hotel probably about every third or fourth night. And so imagine this today, going out and doing that, and then in the morning you go find some 7-Eleven gas station bathroom, and you're brushing your teeth and shaving and using the bathroom. And
Yeah.
man, I mean, how many of us would do something like that? It just, his drive, his determination, his work ethic is just second to none.
He had a a major purpose for his life, and he knew that he had to fulfill it. He had a destiny, and he was willing to sacrifice comfort, a warm place to sleep in a hotel, and going out and really making it happen. He knew he had to sacrifice, and he did. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
I mean, he told us a lot of times he'd be, sleeping in his car in a parking lot. And the police have those mag lights, and they'd tap, tap, tap on his window, wake him up and say, "Hey, you can't sleep here." And he'd have to go find another church or someplace. And and just
Wow.
crashed out there. But yeah, I mean, and that's dangerous. I mean, think about it. You don't know what neighborhood you're in, and somebody robs you or something. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty
Yeah.
bad.
I've slept in my car, dude, and it wasn't because I was out selling ladders either. I get it. That's just the work ethic, the honesty, the everything about your father is amazing, and that's what this entire book is about. I think this book is going to it's going to make such a huge splash in this world. And so I want to go, dude, what do you say we do the giveaway?
Yeah, I think we should do it.
You think we should?
Yeah, and again, with the book, we're going to teach you these principles of how wing, and you can apply them in your lives and in
Yeah.
your business, in your family,
Yeah.
whatever career you have, and it'll make you a better person, better man or woman.
I think, people have this expectation of almost entitled expectation of success, or entitled to greatness. And what I think your father embodies is he didn't have an entitled attitude about anything. In fact, he was a giver, not a taker. He was somebody that worked his rear end off for many, many, many years, building such a massive company. I mean, tell can you tell the story about Warren Buffett?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. So
That's such a good story. Tell everybody the story about Warren Buffett. If you guys don't know who Warren Buffett is, what rock have you been living under for? I mean, he's a multi billionaire. Tell the story about Warren
yeah,
Buffett.
he's in the top 10, right? Richest,
Yeah.
probably the top
Yeah,
5.
top 4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah, so Warren Buffett owns a lot of companies, and he's really big into furniture stores all over the U.S. And so there was a company out of Utah called R.C. Willey, owned by these two brothers, the Childs brothers, and they're also members of the same church I am. And it's pretty interesting because Warren Buffett comes out. He came out several times to talk with these brothers about buying their furniture company, and they eventually sold to him. But what I really like about this story, there's 2 parts to it. The other one is about my dad, but they said, well, we'll sell to you on one condition. And he goes, what's that condition? And they said, well, that you promise that you never, as long as you own these furniture stores, you never open them on Sunday. And at first he wouldn't do it. He was like, no, I can't do it. And so they said, well, we're not selling to you. So I really liked their, I guess their integrity. They just said, we won't do it. And he called back later and bought the company, and he signed an agreement and said he would do it. So when he was there doing the deal, excuse me, when he was there doing the deal, there was an article about Little Giant Ladders.
Yeah.
And he read it, and he went back to Omaha, and the next week he called my dad. And it was hilarious because
Warren Buffett called your dad.
Warren Buffett calls my dad, and he answers. There's the secretary says there's somebody on the phone that's interested in buying the company, and so he goes, hello, this is Hal Wing, and he goes, Hal, this is Warren Buffett. And my dad thought it was one of his friends playing a joke on him, and he goes, hey, is this Byron? Because he always played these jokes on a guy named Byron, and he goes, no, Hal, this is Warren Buffett. I was in Utah. I just purchased R.C. Willey, and I read this article about your company, and I'm really interested. Would you send me the information? My dad's like, okay. So Warren Buffett gives him all this information. I mean, what I thought was really interesting, here's a billionaire, and he's the guy calling, not his people.
Yeah.
He could have had, of course, he's got hundreds of people working for him, thousands,
Yeah.
and he's the one doing the deals personally. So my dad sends him the information, and he calls him back again. And this is really interesting. It's a compliment to my dad, but he says, hey, Hal, this is Warren Buffett got your information. I really love your company, but you're too small for me at this time, but please keep in touch. And at some point, maybe we'll do something. But he said he was so nice and just so kind and down to earth. So I mean, it's really cool that he talked to one of the richest guys in the world, but he said at first he thought it was a joke.
It's incredible, man. Absolutely incredible. And that had to have been before the
It was before, yeah, yeah,
infomercial.
yeah. Had that
I guess,
conversation taken place after the infomercial, I'm sure that would have been a done deal. But
for a
anyway,
lot of money.
yeah, yeah.
And just so everybody knows, I mean, Doug no longer owns. So your father passed away in 2012, um, and and um, and so it was you and your whoever owned the company,
Mhm.
and you've sold. The company's been sold now, right? Like you
Correct.
sold your,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah,
um
and the reason why we did that, people ask me, "Why did you do that?" Well, usually the first generation, break their necks or butts trying to build the business. The
like
second
your dad did,
Yeah, like he did. The second generation takes it and really lifts it like we did, and then the third generation just falls on.
destroys it.
Yeah, exactly, and, it's really interesting because my brother's son and my son, um, they they couldn't do it. They're great young men,
Yeah.
they just they haven't spent their whole careers there. They haven't worked there. They don't know the ins and outs of the company. And it's just a different time, a different generation. Right. And
And you started working there at what age?
I was 10, my brother was 12.
And
And
you worked there for 45 years?
yes, yeah. I
Wow.
told somebody today at church, that he came up to me and he goes, he was actually our stake president, who's the main guy
Yeah.
over the whole area. And he said, "Man, I've heard about you. I've heard about your story, and this is incredible. And you've worked there for 45 years for one company." And I said, "Yes."
Wow.
And one thing that was good about my dad was we started at the bottom, even though we were his kids. We cleaned toilets, we, swept parking lots, we
Look, look at Theodora.
You know, the other day I told a lady how old I was and she didn't believe me, but anyway, it was a
Yeah,
compliment.
I mean, Doug's 85.
Yeah. So, but I did learn so much working. My dad said he started the company so my brother and I could work shoulder to shoulder with him, and man, I learned so much from him. He was so determined, such a hard worker. He didn't have the most skill. Wasn't the smartest guy, but he would outwork you, and he would not be denied. I mean, no matter what he did, he went 110%, and he would just outlast you. And he was a competitor in everything he did. In Germany, when we lived there in Germany, he ran these super marathons, and they're even longer than the regular marathons. And he had a whole bunch of ribbons from competing and finishing and winning a lot of these marathons. He was just determined.
And he slept a full 8 to 10 hours every day.
No, about 2 to 3, and he would call you
That's
at 2 in the morning and say, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I was sleeping." And he goes, "I have an idea." And yeah, he would be
2
like,
to 3 hours a night.
yeah.
Dude, no, that's not sustainable. Like how do
Yeah, I
I mean,
think
that'll make
yeah.
jeez.
Well, he didn't eat lunch. He was like, he just said, "Eating lunch is a waste of time. I'm going to get stuff done while people are out eating lunch." And you remember I told you that time that he passed out on his Harley, um, and the police came and the ambulance came, and we were out riding Harleys. And if he would have crashed while we were riding, he would have been killed. And anyway, the ambulance comes and they're talking to him and they said, "Hey, Hal, what's going on?" These are the EMTs.
Yeah.
And nothing, nothing. I'm fine. And the guy said, "Really, Hal, when was the last time you ate?" And he goes, "About 3 days ago." And the guy goes, uh, "What do you mean? You haven't been eating for 3 days? Are you fasting or what?" He goes, "No, I've just been too busy. I'm having too much fun." So,
Wow.
he had to sit there, drink a Diet Coke, eat a Snickers bar. Blood sugar was all messed up. And after half an hour, boom, he was back on his bike and gone. Yeah.
Wow. That I mean, I don't know how you do that. I honestly don't know how somebody can I cannot I don't think I could do that.
Yeah, he
He's
had
keeping
this
it
saying.
moving.
He would look at you and he'd say, "Come on, we're burning daylight." I mean, he was always in a hurry. He walked fast, he rode fast, he ate fast. He was like, "We got to go. We got stuff to do." And he'd say, "We have
Wow.
people to see, places to go, and things to do." And phew, off we go.
And he was, out changing the world. Here's the thing, man. I think, we don't really stop and think about this. And maybe, I don't know if he ever thought about this, or talked about this, but there's a ripple effect that
Mm,
we create throughout the entire world when we do good things for other people. And your dad, just like the guy that lost his leg, and your dad went in, and I thought you had said he had helped with the medical bills or something. I don't know, but he did. He gave the guy a job for the rest of his life,
yeah.
so but he did all these amazing things. And the guy that lost his leg, that was out, doing good deeds on your father's behalf, and all of the others, like everything your father did, it, it gave the world the butterfly effect,
Hmm.
because now here you are, and I know you well, man. I mean, you literally like a brother, and you're doing the same thing, man. You're helping people. I know what you do. And, we talk about this stuff. You've helped me in my family and in my business, and you're doing so many great things. And that's a carryover from your dad, right? You were raised to do
Hmm.
this, and that's just who you are. And the guy that lost his leg, and the couple that he bought half of a car, that paid for half of their car, and all of the other thousands upon thousands. I mean, you said every year at Christmas he would call you, and I don't know, you, whoever else over, and hand you envelopes
Hmm.
with addresses on them filled with cash, and
Yeah.
say, take these to these addresses and hand them to them anonymously. And you went out, deliver. And did you ever open any of the envelopes to see how much cash was in
No,
there?
buddy, no,
You didn't?
no, no.
Dude, I'm how much cash was it? Was it like $50 or thousands, you think?
It was more than 50. It was probably a couple thousand, but yeah. And my mom was the same way. When my dad passed away, I remember my mom. I'm sure they worked together on this, but my mom had these envelopes, and and they were all widows. My mom had all these people, these women that she knew
Wow.
that were widows, and she'd like take this down to this lady and this lady, and I'll tell you what, it brought so much joy when you would walk up, and this one lady was so grateful every year. She's a very sweet lady, and she knew it was from my mom. I mean, because here I am delivering it, but she was so appreciative of it, and she was lonely, right? I mean, her husband had passed away years ago, and she had
Wow.
kids in the area and everything, but it was still, I mean,
Yeah.
even me being single, right now during Christmas and Thanksgiving, it's lonely. I mean, there's no question, it's a lonely time.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to be this year. You're
Yeah.
coming to Ohio to hang out with me and the fam
I sure hope
for
you have all your Christmas lights up before, so that we're
Christmas.
not up there freezing out there putting up your Griswold lights
No, dude, you're going to help.
with the ladder. Yeah, we'll be
You
up there using little giants. I
I
remember
have two of them, or no, I have four. How many
3.
do I own?
You got 3. I think now remember, Ken,
3.
I don't own a jacket anymore. So I do have a jacket, but I'm gonna have to bring my winter clothes because it's like 75 here every day and it's so
Dude,
nice
we went and got a Christmas tree tonight.
already, huh?
Yeah, and it was 36 degrees, and the wind was blowing. It was brutal, man. Brutal.
Oh, I saw that snow on that Michigan Ohio State game, and I was like, man, tomorrow it's gonna be 80 degrees here in Phoenix.
That was just a Michigan game.
Boy, it looked cold. I mean, it looked real
They
cold.
they outplayed Ohio State, unfortunately, this year, big time. But man, I'm honored to call you one of my dearest friends in the entire world, man, of all time. Like you're one of my best friends ever. And I'm honored to know you. Like, and you've hired my wife to to help you write this book, which is just absolutely amazing. And what she talks about it all the time. Like, if I'm not on the phone talking to Doug, look, Theodora, Doug, ditch Ken and come to Denver.
Yeah, because Theodora last night she messaged me and she said, I would like to give you your first lesson this evening on how not to blow it with women. And I said, hey, I need to get up early this morning. And she said she would give me a rain check on it, and we're going to do it. So and I
Awesome.
appreciate that, Theodora. Thank you. I need all the help I can get. I'm telling you that. So
Doug. Anyway, dude, and he's not ditching me because he knows I'll threaten him with violence.
I'm sure you would.
No, I wouldn't, dude.
But
Anyway,
but no, Ken, I'm so grateful for you, and I'm excited to come out to Ohio. It's been a while since I've been to Columbus. I did a little cable show out there at the zoo right there in Columbus.
yeah, not
And
far from me.
yeah, it was in the summer, so it was really nice. I remember there was that golf course right there that I always wanted to play on, the Jack Nicklaus.
Safari. Oh no, that's the
Yeah, Memorial.
Yeah, it's Muirfield Village.
Yeah, and I was like, I want to play on that one. There's a few that like Pebble
Dude,
Beach.
I don't know if you could afford that course. That's an expensive course to play on.
After the book comes out, maybe I'll be able to afford it. And I'm not doing this book for the money, right? I'm doing
I know that, dude.
legacy piece, and I mean, like I said, the main reason for the book is to really give people a look at how wing and how they can pattern some of their life after that.
Look at what Susan just said. Because once he's got his hooks in you, he's evil.
Oh, come on.
I'm totally kidding. Well, we won't even go into that.
Anyway, I think I'm too nice sometimes, but
you're
you
way too nice.
Can a person be too nice,
Well, you're a good dude, man. The right woman it's going to shock you when she appears. You're going to be like, I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
God's like that, man. He just like makes things happen that you just can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Dude, one stupid example in my life is I got a blue check mark from Facebook while I was in the hospital with COVID. I don't even know how.
Yeah. Well, you're a good man, and
Cynthia and I found one of the early Little Giant ladders in my 100-year-old uncle's barn in Texas this summer.
Oh, wow. Let's see some pictures of that.
Wow, that's awesome. That is really awesome. Found one of the early Little Giant ladders. Wow, that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. So, and Theresa says it, you just haven't found the right one yet. Doug, she's going to show up, man, and she's going to have a pen ready to sign that prenuptial agreement.
I'm supposed to talk about that. Remember what Theodora said? Don't even bring that up right now.
I know. I'm playing. I had to throw it out there.
Notice I haven't talked about anything tonight. I'm really listening and focusing on what Theodora told me.
Good. So let's do the giveaway, man. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. And the giveaway is this, y'all. First, to win, you have to have shared this out. I'm going to go check. You have to have shared this live stream video out. Second, you have to have gone to dougwing.com and registered to be notified when his book comes out. Third, there were some other instructions that we requested last night and tonight. And that's one, it's following Doug on his Facebook page, on his on facebook.com/real Doug Wing. Susan, if you go to dougwing.com, it's scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now. There's a button at the top that says register to be notified of the book. When you do that, you will you'll be registered. And you have to follow Doug on his fan page, not his personal page, his fan page, which is it's his public figure page, the Doug Wing
Well,
.com/real Doug Wing, or sorry,
Facebook.
the facebook.com/ and Renee Gordon says love bonus. That's right.
Oh,
So
look what Susan said. That was so nice of her.
I followed him everywhere I found him. He is cute.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
Oh, that's so nice. All right, so here's and you have to be on this live stream to get a shot at winning this as well.
Mm-hmm.
So let me go check something. I'm gonna check something, and then we're gonna mute ourselves, and I'm gonna call Doug. You will see us hiding like this as we're talking, so nobody can.
We're gonna pretend like we're NFL coaches. We're gonna go like this.
That's right. That's right.
We got to put a headset on now.
So let me see. Whoa. I open up the video. Okay, hold on. I'm checking something real quick. Hang tight, y'all, because this is your opportunity. And I'm going to tell you something. These ladders, I again, before I even knew who Doug was, I already owned 2 Little Giant ladders prior to even knowing Doug. I love my Little Giant ladders. Now the King combo that I now have is it's absolutely unbelievable. I love that ladder. So let me see here. Hold on real fast. I'm looking. Okay. And let me go over here and
Ken's doing his
here. Hang on. Okay, talk to him, dude.
Yeah, Larry just said that Little Giant are the best ladders on the planet. I can't put them up there like you can, right?
Huh?
I can't put the things up there. You're controlling everything.
Right, yeah.
I couldn't figure out how to do it anyway. And then I would tell you I'm going to run over my computer.
You have called me before, just so everybody knows. Doug has called me in the past and said, dude, I'm about ready to run over this brand new
MacBook,
$4,000 MacBook that you had me go out and get. I'm like, dude, don't do that. Just send it to me if you're going to get rid of it. So Doug, I think I know, man, but I'm going to let's do this. I'm going to call you real quick and discuss, because there's a couple of people for sure that are in the running here. So wow, Larry says I have 5 Little Giant ladders now.
Holy cow.
Sue Strickland, good to see you. We have a Little Giant ladder for many years now. Love it. The official Facebook page is facebook.com/real Doug Wing. Ladders as tough as Hal Wing. I love that. All right, so let me do this. Let me call you, Doug.
Okay, I'm going to mute
and mute yourself. I'm going to mute myself. You guys, if you want a shot at this, you got to stay on. So hang on. We're both going to be muted. We'll be right back after these messages. Hang on. And by the way, everybody, if anybody happens to get on here and wants to know what the heck we're doing, just somebody type in the comments, tell them what we're doing. Be right with you. Hang on. Ladies and gentlemen. All right, so Doug and I have decided there are no winners. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You're all winners. Everybody here is a winner. So Doug and I, listen, we're very, 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 very grateful for everybody on here. Everybody that went and registered, literally everybody on here that's been a part of this. But unfortunately, we can only have one winner. And the winner tonight is going to win a brand new Little Giant King Combo ladder and a 1-year membership into the Grow Live Academy, which is $1,497 a year. So you are winning, and that includes the weekly coaching calls and everything. You're winning a lot here tonight. So congratulations to our winner. Doug is going to be the one that announces the winner. And I'm going to give Doug full screen and let him say a couple of words too. Doug, go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Ken. No, and thank you everyone for being on here and supporting these lives that we're doing. I do appreciate it, and Ken appreciates it well. So tonight our winner is Theresa Noel Silcox.
Yay! Theresa, are we saying that right? Is it Noel or Noel? Noel Silcox. Congratulations, Theresa. You are the winner of a brand new Little Giant ladder, the King Combo ladder, and you are officially a member of Grow Live Academy for 1 year. And all you need to do is look at this. Joan Anton says she's a firefighter. She said my fire department loves your Little Giant. That's awesome.
Very cool. And are we gonna do a few more of these down the road, Ken? We will.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do a few more of these.
If you didn't win tonight, please do not give up.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Larry Schneider won, and he always shows up still. And there are other people. Colleen was on with us. She won. Cynthia Mannion is a winner of the Little Giant Ladder and the Grow Live Academy. And I mean, just unbelievable, like some amazing people. So just keep showing up to these when we do these live streams, because think about, Theresa, I want you to think about this for a minute. Yesterday morning when you woke up, you had no idea that you were going to win an annual membership to the Grow Live Academy and a brand new Little Giant ladder. And you just kept showing up, you kept believing, and now you have won. So Theresa, I need you to send me a private message on Facebook with your mailing address, your home mailing. It can't be a post office box. Can't fit one of these ladders in a post office box. So I need your mailing address. Go ahead, Doug.
And her phone number for shipping.
And phone number. And I need your email address so I can add you to the Grow Live Academy. Welcome to the Grow Live Academy as well, Theresa. And congratulations to you. Congratulations to everyone on here. Charles Coachman, what's up, brother? It's good to see you. He said, I'm still ladderless.
Now, I did want to mention, Ken, that the last winner, Colleen.
Yeah, it took a while.
It took a while to get her ladder because COVID is affecting every business. And so the supply chain issue, it may be a couple months, Theresa, but
it didn't take that long. It took a month.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get it to you for sure. And you are going to get a new one, which is the latest, greatest one. So, which Ken and I used to own the company. I don't have one. There's something wrong with that. But.
And I'm best friends with the former owner of the company, and I don't have one either.
Yeah. So
anyway,
getting the new ones. Yeah.
Yeah. I have hey, listen, the one I have is a phenomenal. I mean, it extends. It's a 10 foot, a 10 foot extension ladder.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It's just amazing. So, look, Larry says you will love it.
They're amazing.
Theresa says, thankful for you both. Thank you. We're thankful for you as well. We're thankful for everybody on here.
Yeah,
So
so we're going to keep you safe on the world's best ladder, and then you're going to be able to be trained by Ken and some of his people who are going to help you on doing lives, and it's gonna help your success big time.
and every not just live people. I don't think people realize that the Grow Live Academy is so much more than just live streaming.
Yeah, that's true. It is. Yeah, I mean, some of the guests you have had on there and have every week are amazing.
It's amazing, man. It's amazing. So thank you to everybody who participated tonight. Thank you to everyone for, hey, Renee, great show. Thanks for sharing your important information. And just so everybody knows, I mean, I could name off several people that were in the running. Renee is one of them that was, but I got to tell you, I put out a post earlier today promoting that we were going to do this tonight. And Theresa, and I said, P.S. sharing this post will definitely help your chances of winning. Theresa Silcox is the only person besides me that shared that post out, and she shared it to 2 different locations. And that was what she went. She went the extra mile. And if you go the extra mile in my book and in Doug's book, then so
I didn't share it, but I was in church for a few hours. But
you and your excuses.
sorry.
Dude, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. No, I tagged you in it, so I think it was shared to your page. So anyway,
you did.
Hey, what amazing gifts, and just being here was a gift. A gift, my heart. Oh, that's so
Thank
nice,
you
Susan.
so much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
there was another one that said something nice too. I mean,
Can't wait to be a part of the academy. Thank you guys for all the look. Charles says I was just one step away.
yeah, one step short.
But I'm pumped. That's funny. All right, so you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for being rock stars, sharing this out. And I'm not going to speak for Doug, but I love you all and I appreciate you all.
Love you all. Thank you so much. Thanks, Ken. Always.
Thank you, man. Stay on here, bro. Okay. All right, we'll see you guys all later. Peace out. Have a great night. Hey, make sure you join me tomorrow. I have a billionaire on tomorrow on Breakthrough Walls at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this guy is going to blow your mind. Ramey is coming on, and his story is absolutely mind-blowing. He started homeless at 12 years old, and he's a billionaire today. You do not want to miss this. It's going to blow your mind. So we'll see you guys tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me right here on Facebook Live and get ready to have your mind blown. Have a great night, y'all. Doug, thank you.
Okay.
See you guys.